Bye, Kenna. Hi YouTube. The search for my 991.1 GTS continues. I found some good candidates online, and we'll be taking a look at a few of those. But while I search, and the search continues, thought I would share with you all what I believe, in my opinion, are the top 5 resources that all Porsche owners should have access to. Number 1, join PCA, Porsche Club of America. I think every owner should. It supports their local organization. They have regional clubs. I belong to the Reisentoter club in the Northeast here. And being a member gets you, yes, a sticker and a newsletter, but it also gets you access to some great people. You get access to special events that they host all around the country. And most importantly to me, as a Porsche fanatic and owner, you get access to some of the events that are technical events. So for example, in February of this year, 2017, Tech Tactics is hosted by PCA along with Porsche North America. They host an event, a day-long event in February, and the Tech Tactics events have been going on for many years, and basically what they do is they get a bunch of Porsche Club of America members together, and along with some technical folks from Porsche, some engineers, some vendors, some restoration facility owners, and so on. And they have presentations about the latest Porsche technology. They usually have cars up on lifts, parts out, things like that. And Tech Tactics in this region is great in the sense that it's hosted at the Porsche North America training facility for technicians, and it is also a regional distribution hub for Porsche parts that go to all of the dealer service departments in the Northeast. There are similar distribution hubs in other parts of the country. So that's number 1. Number 1, join PCA. Number 2, I think all Porsche owners should get a copy of the parts catalog, and that's with a K. The parts catalog is for the 991 series of cars. It's about 1,000 pages of minute detail about every single part, nut and bolt, that goes into the car. It also covers all sorts of other parts that are optional, cosmetic, carpeting, sound deadening, you name it. There's a part number for it. It's in this catalog, and there's a catalog for each model out there, and certain model ranges too. So the 991 base and S models, there's a catalog of parts. There's also a catalog for the GT3, GT3 RS, and a catalog for the twin turbo. Very similar, but some minor differences. You can search the catalog. It's very useful when you're trying to find parts that, or numbers for parts that you don't have, or you're trying to understand something that was on your invoice when you pick up your car from the service department. So that was number 4. Number 3 on the list are parts websites. Seems like a no-brainer, but and I'll provide a link to both the parts catalog and the websites that I find the most useful in the description below. But basically the websites I'm referring to, there's a range of different types, but most of the time what they're used for is if you have a part number or you need a part number, you can find the pricing and what's available. And sometimes they'll tell you if something needs to be ordered, back ordered, whatever, from Germany. But basically, you got to watch out for, there are some sites that are just basically dealer parts department websites. There are others that are really useful, like Porsche Parts, that is, they have, it's more of an independent shop. And I found they're very helpful, a lot of times discounted parts as well. There are also sites out there that people would say are parts websites, but really what they are is accessory websites, some like Suncoast and others. You can go there and then you can contact them to look for a specific part. But if you need to find a part like a changeover valve, that's not going to be listed on their website in the catalog. You got to contact them. And also these sites don't always tell you the dependencies on models and other options, and in some cases what options require special codes from the factory to enable. So that was number 3. Number 2 is online forums and other online resources. So I would say, you know, Renlist, 6-Speed Online, 911 UK, these are all great resources. Owner communities, fanatic communities, you know, basically people coming together around their love for Porsches and the Porsches they own or have owned. You know, as an owner, that was the first place I went to when I bought my first 911, and I've been participating in those communities. And a good part of it is, you know, sharing experience, sharing problems, issues, helping people resolve issues, helping people buy cars, sell cars, whatever it is. It's a very nice community to go to. You have to watch out for some of the trolling and spamming that go on from vendors and people trying to sell stuff. You know, the number of ads for wheels and exhausts gets a little tedious and so on. But overall, I think every owner should join and participate in the community. I write a lot of DIY type articles around the 911, 991, so I tend to post a lot there. Plus, I also run a blog called PLENUM. Again, the listing will be in the description. The URL will be in the description, and basically I post technical articles there. So I would say number 2 resource is make sure you start participating in some of the online forums. I'd be interested to hear if you had some other forums that you think would be, besides Renlist, besides the ones I mentioned, 6-Speed Online and so on. And the number 1 resource that I think every owner should be aware of and be able to access if they need to is something called PWIS TSI. PWIS is Porsche Integrated Workshop Information System, and TSI is Technical Information System. And PWIS is an incredible online resource for accessing factory workshop manuals, work procedures, modification procedures, everything you could possibly want to know about a Porsche. And I think they cover every kind of Porsche, not just 911s, 991s. They cover everything. And I've seen some very old stuff in there from early models. But if you want to know how to upgrade your standard exhaust to Porsche's sports exhaust, they have the step-by-step procedures that the factory follows or the technicians are trained to follow in this system. You pay to access it, and it can be expensive if you don't know what you're looking for. But if you know what you're looking for, it is very, very helpful. And they have all sorts of electrical diagrams, electronics, training materials, torque settings, all sorts of fun stuff like that. So the Porsche PWIS TSI system, I think, is hands down the most important system that, or tool that I, as an active participant in my car, as a do-it-yourselfer and somebody that likes to help others, resource that I think you need to have access to. You know, I'd be interested, what do you think? You know, the question of the day is, what do you think are some must-have resources for Porsche owners, whether it's 911s or anything else, I guess, but mainly 911s. I'd be interested in what you have to say, so please comment, leave feedback. I'd appreciate it. So there you have it. My top 5 list of resources that every Porsche owner should be aware of and certainly make use of. I use all of these resources in my own work, my own projects, my own blog posts, vlogs, anything that I try to help others with. I use all of these resources together. I provide a link to all of the resources I've talked about here below, so please check them out. And if you have a moment and you like this, please hit the like button down below. Plus, please subscribe. I'd love to continue to bring this to everybody. Make sure that you're aware of any new posts.